talking to Patrick here.
All right.
Would you mind saying where you were from, or?
Yeah.
Midlands.
From Coventry.
Yeah. And I was just asking Patrick whether he thinks that there is an agenda, especially within elements of the police and the authorities, to try and deliberately stir up trouble and rivalry between the white community and the black community. What do you?
Well, that's been their agenda from generations and generations. They've always divided and ruled. He's got a point all the way back from the beginning of slavery. That was a divide and rule thing. They told one people one thing, and they told other people another thing. And it's deep rooted now, really deep rooted. So the prejudices are deep rooted in the psyche of people.
Do you think that's sort of within the black community that they try to kind of suppress that memory?
Yeah, because it's a bad memory.
Painful.
So they don't want to remember it. So they want to suppress it and they don't want to think about it. So they ignore it and try and keep away from it. Because I was brought up in the 70s and 80s, so I knew about all the racism big time then. I mean, and it was like racism, like at school, teachers were racist to you. On the streets, you're racist to you. And when you got home, the TV was racist to you. So it was all around you. Church, they're racist to you as well. Because their doctrine, what they used to speak back in them days, was that black people were this and that, and they come off the trees, and they've got smaller brains. And that was drummed into a lot of white people. So they used to think, we called monkeys, black people. Called all sorts of names. So I was brought up with it. So all the people grown up with it now, right? They have to make a law. You have to make a law out to say you have to behave to be reasonable and be respectful to each other, and put it in law, and don't say bad things about people. Then that's where we're at really as people.
Yeah. It's like if you've got to make a law about it, something wrong.
Yeah.
People should be doing it naturally.
Yeah, that should be naturally. But as I said, it was an unnatural thing they did, and it's just stayed. It's like white people might feel the guilt and the black people feel the shame. You know what I mean? So, because it's so in people's psyche, and they just generally want to forget about it now, right? The powers that be know that, and they can quickly bring it back to the surface, cause the bubble again.
See, you're talking about the memory of sort of the origins of slavery and all that. I think that the black community's got a lot to offer in terms of, in keeping the knowledge they've learned from that memory. Because as soon as white people realise that they're slaves as well, when you wake up to the situation and realise actually, if I'm in the system, I'm a slave just as much as black people were back then. It's just not called it anymore. And I think the white community has a lot to learn from the black community about how to deal with this issue of slavery, because we're slaves just as much as the black community was 50, 100 years ago.
The powers that be a bit too clever, because when there was slavery going on, there's also servants. So you can have the I think back in the days it's called the field negro. The field negro is out there now, right? And he's sweating.
Even by tone of your skin, differentiations.
Yeah. And then you just have the house negro. And the house negro, he had a bit better. His life was a bit better. You can actually go in the house and you can get into the kitchen. You know what I mean? And so the field negro might start to envy the house negro, and the house negro might start to look down on the field negro. You know what I mean? And that's a divide again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So until we realise that we're all people, that's it. We'll just got spacesuits in their different colours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's very good. I love that.
Different coloured spacesuits. You put it on them. We've got to have a spacesuit to move around in this universe where we are. Reality we're in. So, but some are brown spacesuits, yellow spacesuits, black spacesuits, white spacesuits, but they're spacesuits.
Yeah.
They're still people, humans.
I feel both the Muslim community and the black community show a lot of restraint, because I live in North London, and I see the sort of constant niggling and harassment of black people by white police, and you know, I think they do show a lot of restraint. But things like the riots and the one in Enfield, which I've spoken about before, which were deliberately set up, I believe, to create tension between the black community on one side of the A10 and the white community on the other side of the A10. I think that was quite deliberate. So is there anything, I don't know, is there anything you can do or I can do to try and get some members of the black community to see that that's what's trying to be done to them, and how we can sort of encourage them to not take the bait and not rise to the goading.
Well, at the end of the day, they want their one world religion. Now, all this is happening, but there's all little different fights going on, all little different battles going on, and we don't realise that as people, we have to know that there is a war going on, not just personal battles going on. We're all in a war, and if we lose, then it's the end of us, really, as people, as you can remember, you know. So to educate people who are not acceptable to it, things are going on. It's going to be very hard. We know that is their operation, that they want to divide us, and they're going to try their best to divide us. And they're doing a good job because they've got the propaganda machines and everything. And then there's a lot of ignorant EDL, BNP, and the extremists. Right in your face, what's happening. They're supposed to be living like this, but the people who want us to live like this have got the upper hand because we're dependent on them.
Can I just ask you finally then, what motivated you to come here today then?
Well, I've been listening to David Icke since he first come out in like the 90s, early 90s, and he rung a bell with me and everyone was calling me, oh, he's crazy, I was up in there doing that. I was like, what?
So you've been awake for quite a while then, really?
Oh, I think I've been awake since I woke up. Yeah.
The way I explain it to people is that, like, I used to be a teacher in primary school.
I know he's there.
And you know, you've always got the playground bully. So you always have to explain to children how to deal with the playground bully. And all of the behaviours you see in a playground, you see it out in the wider world, just on a bigger scale.
That's right.
And to me, you know, these are the bullies. You know, any authority think they're bullies, and they.
Oh right.
They're one of these prefects.
And you just got to stand up to them and say, no, I'm not taking it.
Yeah, that's right. But how many people can stand up and say they're not taking it?
That's right.
Don't join the game.
When you're out of the game, you're constantly attacked. You stand out. If you try and speak up, you get attacked from all different angles. Then they start labelling you mentally unstable. That's a new one. That's coming out quite strong. You know.
Well, who is it that pop star? I forget her name.
Yeah, Lauren Hill.
Lauren Hill. That's it.
Yeah, she's been re-educated. Because of her views. You know. She withdrew, stopped paying the IRS the money, taxes, because of her views, and she was given 3 months in prison and 3 months counselling.
House prison.
So, you know, for saying that the music industry is it dumbs down anyone. You don't hear nothing political anymore. You know, if you open your mouth, if you become a successful musician, you must have agreed to sell your soul to a certain extent, and then you have to be aware and of what you say. You can't be free, otherwise they take you out. Like your Michael Jacksons, your Tupacs, your Bob Marleys, etc., etc. It goes on.
They have
Jimmy
to control
Hill.
every aspect of life, you see. In the music industry, they have to control the music industry, right? They don't want positive messages or harmonious rhythms coming through the airwaves, because
it's
you hear
powerful.
Nice music and some nice words, it reverts you can feel it, it's still music, and they don't want you feeling music and feeling good about yourself and lifting yourself high. So
I've got a 20-year-old son, and the music he listens to, you know, I struggle to keep up with what they're saying. You know, and it never used to be like that when we were growing up.
No.
You know?
Kids could dance to it, you could dance to it, your grandma could dance to it.
Yeah. So it's like the divide on all levels.
Every level.
Skin colour,
Yeah.
religious belief,
Education.
culture, the generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's obvious. Isn't it?
Male and female. That's
Yeah.
why that's what all
Yeah.
the gay laws are coming in
Society.
now. Gay marriage is coming because that's part of their agenda.
Yeah.
Split the family up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Break down the family unit. Encourage delinquency. You know. Not to educate people, because education is another way of freedom to a certain extent. If you've got an education, you can free your mind. Yeah. So they dumb down everybody. Make everyone think the same. It can give you work, take work away. I mean, in Coventry, where we're from, the car industry has been decimated. There's no jobs. It's like a ghost town, like what the Specials were singing about in the 80s. Ghost town, nothing but a ghost town. That is Coventry today. It's dead, dead. All that's thriving. It is this common purpose culture, you know, and the breakdown of families. Encouraged single parents. Then they encourage children having children.
So yeah, I mean, my message is, to the black community: keep calm,
Keep calm and carry on.
And, just know that there are members of the white community who are,
fully aware.
who are right behind you, and don't let these people push you around.
No. At the end of the day, I try not to see colour. Yeah. If I saw colour, I wouldn't be sat here. I just don't. I don't.
No, I don't. But there are people out there are some parts of the police force. I'm not saying all the police, but there are elements of the police.
90% plus, I'd say.
Yeah, I've lived in London. I got stopped all the time. I still get stopped now, but
that are intent on just creating tension between white and black.
Yeah.
So
My son is on the receiving end. They're finished with our generation. They've gone to the next, arresting him for nothing, just collecting DNA for the database, basically. You know, but he's fully aware. As long as people are aware of what's going on, you should stay calm and unfortunately carry on to a certain extent, because change will come.
How do you think the next change? How do you think the next change could happen? Cheers. How do you think? What do you think the next step is? When do you think that you get to a point where there's so many people who do know what's going on, that something can happen to change?
I mean, people talk about sort of bringing down the government and revolution, this, that, and the other. Okay, that might happen, but
what are you going to replace it with?
I don't think it needs to happen. I just think all of us, personally, at a personal level, just need to live from the heart, do what we think is right, and like you say, you don't need to see colour, or you should enjoy the differences in culture and religion and stuff like that. And if we all do that, it doesn't have to be organised. In fact, it's probably best not to be organised, because if you're organised, they can infiltrate and individually, all of us just live from the heart and realise that we don't need rules.
There's only one law, is it?
And in that way, the world will change.
The natural law is this, or God's law is this, is that do no harm, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. Do no harm.
Treat people how you want to be treated yourself. You can't go far wrong.
That's right.
And if we all do that, then the revolution will happen without the need for a revolt or anything. That's the idea. But anyway, Patrick, it's great to speak to you.
Nice speaking to you.
Okay.